Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a good weekend and everything's worked out well for you guys. We are recording this on a Friday morning for the Sunday race meeting. We've got Gary John on the line. He's going to talk to us about the Hollywood Bets Gravel race meeting. They race them on the turf. And let's take a look at what the situation is going to be with regards to Sunday afternoon. Hopefully it'll be a good day for us and we can get some money out of the race meeting. It does appear to be fairly tricky in terms of the card. Nothing really, I don't think, five-star bets, but Gary John's our expert and he can tell us a bit more. The first leg of the Bipot starts up with race number 2. There's 2-1 about Star of the Future, and number 8, Chili Bomb's the second favourite at 28-10. 7-2 about 2, Barry de Grand. I know they backed that a couple of times, and rumour has a very, very nice horse, but perhaps been disappointing. And then 5-1 and better about the others. Morning, Gary John.
Morning, Clyde, and morning to the punters. Thank you for having me on the show once again.
You're always welcome. It's good to have you. Let's talk about the Bipot. What's your intentions here with the second race?
Clyde, in the second race here, I've gone 3 horses, Star of the Future, Barry de Grand, and Chili Bomb. My first choice has to be Star of the Future. I really feel this horse did need the gelding. When I watched the replay last time, it did switch in quite badly. Now I see they dropped it down 100 meters to the 1100, and it was backed in last time coming off a rest. And then just speaking on Barry de Grand, I have healthy respect for this horse. Its run to industrial strength was an absolute cracker. I do feel it should be in the mix and fighting it out with the 1 and the 8. And just speaking on the form lines with Chili Bomb, the run to Pistol Pete, Bjorn Ironside was in there. And the run with Barry de Grand to 21 May, Bjorn Ironside was also in there. And Barry de Grand finished a lot closer to Bjorn Ironside than Chili Bomb. So I had to lean slightly towards the 2 over the 8, but I did add it in just for safety because this race here I found a little bit tricky to dissect those 3.
Interesting enough, just having a look at the front of the computer form, Star of the Future, Frank Robinson says, nice type, but looking for further. Gustav Limit will need the experience and further. Little Cracker has ability but likely to be green, and Mr. Fixit will probably need it. Sorry, I made reference to Barry de Grand. I actually meant Gary John to make reference to the other horse, Master du Ray. That's the horse I was referring to where they backed both time out and disappointing, and rumour has it to be a very good horse. But for Gary John, that's the Bipot of the play of the day, and it cost 108 Rand. Okay, welcome back. Race number 3 on the card, and Prince Florian's the favourite. First timer from the Dean Kannemeyer stable, 22-10. Top of the boards. 10 Captainship is the second choice at 4-1, and then 7-1 about Wherever I Lay My Hat as the third choice. Now, there was a comment, I know, in the front of the book about this race, so I just want to quickly go and refer to the comment. Dean Kannemeyer, Gary John, Dean Kannemeyer's got quite a strong hold in the race. We'll talk about it in a minute, but I do know, not in the race, but on the day, he's got a number of horses that one's got to perhaps pay attention to. With regards to Prince Florian, his comment is nice type, need the experience of a race, and he says the same about Uzwana. Nice type, but may need the experience of the race. Interesting. I don't know how good you need to be. The company seems, I'm not sure how strong the company is, and wouldn't be surprised to see Prince Florian win. Especially on the basis that he's made reference to the fact that this is a nice horse.
Clyde, in a race like this, the first-timers don't have to be that good to beat a field like this, in my opinion. And just speaking on the Kannemeyer yard, they've been a little bit flat recently. They've been in the second box, the runner-up box, quite a lot, but they just haven't seemed to find the winner's box. But maybe today might be the turnaround. Just speaking here on my first choice, Wherever I Lay My Hat. If we go back to its first run to French Flame on the grass, I'm willing to ignore its 2 poly runs. And on its first run to French Flame, there's been winners out of there. Red Mountain, Future Flow, I Salute You, the Mikado. I think this form line is good enough to beat this field if the first timers aren't that good. It was also draw 13 this day to French Flame, and we've also seen what French Flame has done. It's been ran in the feature to VJ's Angel, Officer in Command, Forgiveness. I really feel this horse, Wherever I Lay My Hat, at 8 to 1 and 12 to 10 top three. I see a lot of value in it. I do have respect for number 10 captainship. It is bred to fly, this horse. It's related, it's very well related to rulership and mastership. I'm a little bit scared of the draw, but over here, I think wherever I lay my hat could be the right horse for this field. I'm going to have a place bet on it. I am taking one wide PA and one more aggressively. So yes, I'm strong here with wherever I lay my hat. I think it can win this race.
Yeah, and very well. You won me over because you make reference to the debut performance on the turf. Poorly drawn, much better drawn now. And this may well be the right one, 7, 8 to 1 or thereabouts, wherever I lay my hat. Let's take a look. But Gary Johns worked out his PA, and it's a 260 Rand per. Okay, back with us now. Let's get on to race number 4. This is your pick 6 opportunity. It's the Morris V Maiden Plate, and it's run over 1,400 metres. Market-wise, from Betway's perspective, the source of Dean Caname is top of the boards. Freddie Slater is 5 to 2 favourite. 5 JP's Palace, second choice 7 to 2. 1 Bandmaster 4 to 1. This is Friday. And 7 to 1 or 8 to 1 about Meerkat Moon. That's the latest in terms of the market. There's a look at a reminder about your tax back and all of that with regards to betting with Betway, and a whole awesome experience when you get onto their app and enjoy betting. Now, Freddie Slater, top of the boards. JP's Palace, a serious contender. Gary John, what do you make of it?
Clyde, just speaking on Freddie Slater here, two things that and the drop back to the 1,400. And also when you go back to its first run to Lunar Luck, JP's Palace has it held by 11 lengths. So I'm strong in the camp here with JP's Palace. I know the stable think very highly of this horse. I don't see the 1,400 being a problem for it. I've banked it in everything, pick 6, PA, bar pot. I'm very strong here on JP's Palace. I think it's good enough to beat this field. And if you're looking maybe for some swinger horses, maybe the 3 and the 4. But I'm playing to beat Freddie Slater. I think JP's Palace has it held. And I'm going to be having a bet on this on the head as well.
Okay, interesting. JP's Palace, a strong first choice for Gary John, making reference to the fact that Freddie Slater and the horse he's tipping, JP, bumped and a met behind Lunar Luck, and that on form basically tells a whole new story. Bank of the 5 in Gary John's pick 6. Okay, race number 5. It's a Pinnacle Stakes. This particular event, the Servotech Pinnacle Stakes, over 1,200 metres. In a Pinnacle Stakes, the best weighted column shows that Pray for Rain has an advantage. Captain Bombshell, Celtic Beauty, Narina Dragon, Former Gear, not much in terms of weight. So quite congested there, and all appearing to have equal chances. From a market perspective, what are they betting here on Betway's app? They show 9 to 2 the field, 9 to 2 about Pray for Rain, top of the boards, and then 5 to 1 about Former Gear. But it's an open race. This is a tough one, Gary John. I can imagine you must have been sitting burning candles throughout trying to find out how to get through this one.
Yes, Clyde, I must agree with you. It's a very tough contest this year. Just speaking on my value play for the day, Narina Trogon, I think this horse could pop up here in this field. I do know it broke its maiden over the 1,000 meters, so now dropping back to the 1,200, because obviously recently it's been over ground. I think it could be the class package in this race. I do believe its form line is good enough to beat this. Then just speaking on Pray for Rain, I've got a slight concern of the 1,200 meters. If this race was run over 1,000 meters, it would actually be one of my first choices. But because of the extra 200 meters, I'm very scared of that. It does have the draw, but I make the danger to Narina Tragon, Good Traveller, and Common Grounds. And I have a little bit of respect for Kupawela. But I've loaded here. I'm a bit scared. Hopefully, I'm going to have to hold my breath to get through here. But my first choice has to be the class package of Narina Trogon.
Yeah, Narina Trogon. Okay, so you got that in, Gary. Well done, Gary John. 8 to 1. The value, it's an each-way selection from his perspective. I was going to ask you about Good Traveller, but you put it in the play and you made reference to it. So there is the jackpot. Let's get 192 Rand per mon. Here's another Pinnacle Stakes over 1,200 meters. Quasi for sure is best weighted in this particular event. Don Carrari, Proud Master, Coin Spinner, Romance in Rome are next best with not much separating them. But from a weighted perspective, that was Quasi for sure is best in. But it's again not an easy race, this, to get news on Gary John or from Gary John as to what he thinks. But Proud Master, you'll see the betting 6-1 the field. How's that? 6-1 the field. African Sky 6-1. Proud Master. Shampopo Shampizi 6-1. 7-1 about Nelson Bay. 7-1 Quasi for sure. 7-1 that was Coin Spinner. Not an easy race. Gary John, have you got a preference for anything?
Clyde, yes, I do actually have a slight preference here for this horse called African Skyline. I see the Appy's on it. He's claiming the fourth, carrying 52.5 with the claim. I really rate this Appy. I think he's above average as Damien Pillay. We've seen him ride 2 winners. I really am strong in the camp of African Skyline. I like it. It's course and distance suited. I see a value in this horse at its price at 11-2. And then also just speaking on Shampompo Shampizi, I have respect for it. I do think it can also pop up in here. And then the joint favorite, Proud Master. I think it's a better poly horse in my opinion. We'll see today how it acts on the turf. It does have horses held, but on the poly track, like I said. And then I've got respect for Quasi for sure. If this horse comes back to its best, it will beat this field in my opinion. And then just speaking on Don Carrari, put a line through its last run. It was very unlucky in my opinion. I feel that it could have finished a lot closer. And its form lines are strong enough to also be right up there. But I'm strong in the camp of African Skyline. I think it's going to get it right today.
Okay, interesting. African Skyline from Gary John. The Appy taking off the 4 kilos, so end up carrying 52.5 in a race like this, and well drawn. So perhaps African Skyline can get out of the placed boxes and get into the winner's enclosure. There's a 96 Rand jackpot worked out for you. Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is the Beach Beauty Mile, run over 1,600 meters, and Spirit of Lavana is best weighted in the race this afternoon or Sunday afternoon. Market-wise, what they're betting or how are they betting? Spirit of Lavana, top of the boards at 19-10. Destiny of Fire, the second choice at 3-1. 2 Care Forget is 9-2, and then Prom Queen is trading at 6-1. They bet 7-1 about Safe and Sound, and perhaps 10-1 and better the balance. So the favourite Spirit of Lavana, I mean, that Group 1 performance last time out, a quid pro quo when finishing 5th, got a check, but she does seem to be well above average. She's only had 4 starts. She's won 2. I want to ask you about Destiny of Fire, Gary John, because this horse could be anything. First run, first time out. That was over 1,200 meters. Now going the mile. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Clyde, over here, I made this the clear danger, Destiny of Fire to Spirit of Lavana. This form line has held up. There has been one winner and then a couple seconds out of that. And there's a horse in the first race called Are You Sure? That's coming out of this form line. That form line could have been franked once again. We're not too sure yet. But I do feel the 1,200 is a bit too short for Destiny of Fire. The 1,600 will suit it. And it looks like a really nice individual. But in this race here, my best bet for the day is Spirit of Lavana. I think this is a very classy animal. I definitely think it's met the right field. It is coming off a layoff, but I don't see it being a problem. It's also got gate speed. I see Spirit of Lavana and Safe and Sound going forward. I'd like to see Spirit of Lavana in front. And I do see Destiny of Fire and Prom Queen coming at it at the end. But in all, I make Spirit of Lavana the best bet on the card. I've bankered it in everything. I think it is better than this field. Obviously, I do have respect for Destiny of Fire, make it the danger, but I'm strong in the camp of Spirit of Lavana. I think this could be Glenn Coxon's best.
Yeah, I'm sure the Attia family will be very happy to hear that. Spirit of Lavana could well be the best bet on the card. Okay, we're on to race number 8 now. It's a handicap 1,600 meters. Tough race. one of those field type races, I think. 4-1 the field. Gareth Van Zyl and Gavin Larena team up here with Golden Peace at 4-1. Second choice 2, Wicked Warrior, the Sable Companion, priced up at 9-2. That's being ridden by Marco van Rensburg, and that combination's also been working pretty well. Dean Cadema's got Spelling Bee, the good old Spelling Bee at 5-1. Salukwe is currently trading at 13-2, and 7-1 about number 4, Rodriguez. 8-1 and better about the other. So Golden Peace, 4-1 the field in this event. Gary John, I'd imagine you've gone wide in most of your bets.
Yes, Clyde, I have gone a little bit wide in some of my bets. In this race here, just speaking on Golden Peace, I do feel it's a bit better. It's a better horse at Scottsville. I do know it's had a victory. I think it broke its maiden at Greyville, but its last couple runs at Greyville have been disappointing in my eyes. And it also has to deal with a draw 8 and a high weight. I feel the Stable Companion Weekend Warrior could finish in front of it today with the draw. Last time it ran a cracker, it cast a shoe at the start. Its run to Gladiatorium was a great run, and this horse will be course and distance suited, I feel. Speaking of my first choice, Spelling Bee, I have backed this horse the last 3 times. Also, ultra consistent at Greyville on the Greyville turf. It's never been out the top 2, and if you include its poly run, it's never been out the top 3. I don't see the draw 11 being a problem for this horse. When I looked at this field, I had to lean towards this horse. It's ultra consistent at Greyville. It's run against really decent sorts. In my aggressive PA, I will be bankering it. And I must admit, at even money top 3 Spelling Bee, and it's never run out of the top 3 at Greyville, it's really inviting in my eyes. I really think this is a 10-star bet for a place. Maybe not a win, but definitely a place. I have healthy respect for Weekend Warrior, and I also have a little bit of respect for Kachako, but I'm strong in the camp of Spelling Bee for top 3, yeah.
Okay, top 3, Spelling Bee to run a drum. Number 11 on the card. Gary John made reference to something like even money is on offer that it runs in the top 3. Okay, that's the 8th race, final leg of that jackpot. Race 9 to come, the final leg of the Pick 6. All right, Calvin Habib's there to ride Twilight Bay for the Michael Miller stable at 2 runs. 2 fair runs, a much improved run last time over the 1,400 metres. Now they're going the mile, which does appear to be in its favour. Warrior Royale also going the mile first time. And the way that's bred will be in its favour, much the same. From a market perspective, what's the last race look like? Well, Warrior Royale number 2 is 2-1 favourite. Second choice 3, Twilight Bay, is 28-10. And then you can get 4-1 about Mike de Coxhor's Flying Heifer. He was third choice rather at 4-1. 9-2, Oh Mandy, who seems to be on the improve now, and 5-1 about Terminal Velocity. But I think we're leaning on either one, Warrior Royale or Twilight Bay, Gary John.
Clyde, I must admit I did battle to separate the 2 horses. I think Warrior Royale will definitely enjoy the 1,600. I do have a slight question mark for Twilight Bay because it does show a lot of speed, and it was stopping a bit late last time. But that's why I did lean towards Warrior Royale. But like I said, I do have healthy respect for number 3, Twilight Bay. I do know the stable think highly of both these horses. And then also just speaking on another horse called Terminal Velocity, put a line through its last run. Its first run to Lucrative on the turf was a very good run. And also Flying Heifer traveling down from Joburg to Durban. It's got to deal with a draw 8. I'm not 100% convinced on this Joburg form. But yeah, over here, I definitely think you can maybe play a few trifectas with 2 and 3 in first and second, and maybe load in third. But I had to lean towards number 2. I think it's got this field held, and Twilight Bay, my second choice.
Okay, Warrior Royale, the Vercingetorix looking to go over the 1,600, well suited, and Warrior Royale is recommended in the last race. Thank you everybody for watching Betway's Weighted to Win. Trust it's been a good weekend for you, and Sunday afternoon you've enjoyed the Arc as well. Hopefully that's also worked out in your favour. Aidan O'Brien or one of those horses, I'm sure. But let's see how it all works out. Thanks, everyone. All the best.